Jannis Kounellis was born in Greece, but moved as a student really to Italy. And in the late 50s, he started exhibiting paintings, which were stenciled numbers and letters. But then in the 60s, he started to associate with a group of artists that became known as arti povera, which was because they worked with poor or found materials. And it's often about human history, often relating to classical antiquity. There's fire, burning fire. You can hear it hissing. And fire, obviously, is transformative. Kounellis would say it's also a rupture. It's something unexpected when you're looking at a painting. It's a way of breaking people's expectations of what a static artwork really is. But of course, there's alchemical resonance as well to fire. And particularly when it's attached to a bed frame, which is roughly the proportions of a human body. And Kounellis points out, actually, that all the panels are also the same proportion, so that the whole work is built around the human module. There's other pieces on the work, for example, pieces of furniture, fragments, blankets wrapped around fragments of something, we don't know what. And these have a domestic quality, but they're to do with living your life in a material plane and so on. And as Kounellis said, the blankets, anybody who's lived through a war knows what a blanket is. There's a black square in the middle, which he acknowledges is something of a reference to Malevich, a Russian painter in the early, just pre-revolutionary period, in fact. 1915, he painted a black square. And I think Kounellis also sees that as another black painting. Often when you talk to him about this piece, he comes back to that. As he does when you talk about the soot on all those shelves there. On the one hand, it's been written about as reflecting a cemetery in Piraeus, where he grew up. And all around the cemetery, there are little shelves where people put oil lamps that are symbolizing the spirits moving from this world to the next, and the wall becomes stained with the soot. So there's that idea of the passage of souls. So the whole work, from the idea maybe of birth, the kind of lived life, thinking about beyond the material, and ultimately the passage of the soul. It is a work of passage.